Hello, kumusta mga kababayan? It's Ongina
and Rock Sakura. Welcome to Fashion Photo Review
for Drag Race Filipinas.
Yay! Oh my God. Ongina, you are looking like the most beautiful balot I've ever seen in my whole entire life.
Not a balot, you bitch. You look so amazing as well. I love that we matched.
Yeah, see, I decided to kind of like give Filipino Raven.
I'm so excited for Drag Race Philippines. As you know, I was born in the Philippines. I came to the United States when I was a wee young kid. What about you? You're half Filipino.
I'm half Filipino, half Vietnamese. But the thing is that I've never been to the Philippines, and I did grow up with a little Filipino culture around me with my grandparents and my mother. So this is going to be interesting because I'm going to be asking you a lot of questions on references. I'm just here for the fashion, baby.
Well, I'm here for the drama. The one thing about the Filipino people is they love the drama and they put it all into their work. But I'm excited to see what they do on the show, how they represent their culture, their drag. As you saw in the very first episode, every single one of these queens showed off their talent for the talent show, but we're not here to critique talent photo review. What are we here to do, Rockham?
Critique talent photo review.
It's
fashion photo review. That's
exactly.
Right. We're not doing the talent show. We're here to do the fashion.
We are here to critique their fashion for the very first runway. Ter-No, she better don't.
For those of you guys that don't know, that's the official sleeve pattern of the Philippines. Ongina is rocking it right now. Can we get a little bit of a toot? I just want to see someone walk down in one giant sleeve.
That would actually be a gag, but I'm looking forward to seeing how they translate it and modernize the look. I'm also wanting to see some very traditional aspect of the Ter-No, which is also called the Filipiniana or the mestiza dress. So I'm actually open for anything. Let's just see how these girls do.
Let's get to it.
Handa ng runway. Category is Ter-No, she better don't.
First up, we have Marina Summers. Ooh, work.
Cute.
For the very first queen coming out of the runway, I'm not especially wowed by it. There's too many things.
One, hair, too much for you. I feel you.
Absolutely. I think the elements of what a Terno might be in drag is lost. I don't particularly love all of the elements. I don't see it being fully conceptualized, but her face looks good.
I really love the silhouette of this whole entire outfit. I think it's really nice. If you're gonna wear a giant sleeve, then really cinch in the waist, just like she did here with this outfit. And she looks great enveloped in all of this giant fabric. I agree with you. I feel like it doesn't read Ter-No sleeve. You know what it looks like is a big sleeve outfit.
For me, the silhouette doesn't read Ter-No.
It reads Ter-No from the back. So the way that it kind of flows and everything, she kind of utilized it like a wing. There are good elements in this outfit though. The way that she utilized the green on the bodice, it really does give a cinching silhouette effect. The way it's kind of running down the back is really good texture.
Her face is gorgeous. Her waist is cinched. And the outfit itself is really good. I'm just expecting it to sort of translate a little bit closer to the theme, and I'm not seeing it here.
If this was not basically a Ter-No sleeve runway, I would give it a toot. But it is, so it's a boot for me.
It's a boot for me.
Up next to the runway, we have Brigiding.
Oh my God.
I love the way that the sleeve kind of opens up and her arms are just kind of free to do whatever they want in there. The colors are so beautiful. Also, I was wondering how long it was going to take for a Filipino queen to make a food reference on the runway. It only took 2 girls.
It really did. The construction of it, the detail, it looks super amazing. It really touches and represents Filipino culture, and I think it looks really good.
I really love the texture, and I love where all the purple is placed. I feel like, 1, it's very flattering, but 2, it kind of adds an area of mystique to the whole entire outfit. It kind of gives me like a little bit of mystical.
It looks very traditional too, and I really love the way that the silhouette fits her body. This outfit is truly gorgeous.
One of my favorite parts about this whole outfit is that the layer of the custard and ube color goes all the way down to the feet and continues down to the shoe. There's a nude shoe in there, but because of all the light reflecting around the different yellow colors, it looks like it's yellow. It's really cute, and to keep the theming going all the way down to the foot, that is what I appreciate. It's so pretty.
This to me is very traditional. It's a love letter to the past of what the Ter-No started out to be. And it's really well done. And I think that's the difference between this one and the first one that I saw, where I appreciate this so much more because of the overall construction of it. It's a toot for me. It's gorge.
It's a toot.
Up next, we have Turing. One cold shoulder, I live. I love that she said, I'm gonna give you a shawl of sleeves and then a one sleeve. This is definitely a different take on the Filipiniana dress, the Ter-No. I love the oversized one shoulder, but I don't love the multiple little size shoulders as shawl.
The shawl could have been on the same side. I kind of like that element. It's a little bit funny, but you know what I don't like is the pants. It makes the entire look disconnected, a little bit sloppy.
It's giving us like very traditional here, sort of, and it's giving us like very hip hop down here. She's about to break dance in a Filipino Easter family reunion.
The humor is there, but it's not my cup of tea. There were some successful elements in here, but there's so many different elements, and putting it all together just doesn't really make sense. Also, the exposed arm with nothing but a bangle on it that like kind of cuts off the arm doesn't look glamorous.
I also agree that it does nothing for her silhouette.
What I would do to change this is I would have 2 Ter-No sleeves on the side. I would still take that shawl if she really wanted to keep that element of having lots and lots of different sleeves on there. Instead of having it go from the front to the back, you could do 2 things. You could have it wrap around as kind of like a collar piece and go swivel all the way down the front. Or they can come down the back as a train and you can keep those elements too. Those things would be very flattering.
You know, like tuxedo has like that piping on the side? That could be like the piping, and then she could have still done the entire look in the same satin black fabric, which would have made it more consistent and cohesive. It's a boot for me, unfortunately.
It's a boot, but it has potential. At least it's funny. Next up to the runway, stomping down, is Eva Le Queen.
Oh.
The silhouette is gorgeous. She looks absolutely great, cinched down. The texture is good. The draping looks amazing on her. I don't like that it doesn't read as Ter-No. It just looks like big, decadent sleeves. I feel like it would have been better with a black hair because the blue itself is a cool tone blue and the outfit is a warm tone green. It's not really cohesive in that aspect. I just wish it hit Ter-No for me.
Well, I know nothing about wigs, so I'm gonna skip that part. But I will say, that is well done. What this dress is giving for me is very Oscar de la Renta, is very Valentino, is very haute couture. And the elements of it being fashion and elegant and extravagant is there for me. I do agree that the translation of it being Filipiniana or a Ter-No is lost, but I do really like this from a fashion point of view, but not so much from this runway theme point of view. It's like a soft, like whisper toot for me.
Okay, well, I'm going to be consistent. I'm going to say boot because it doesn't read Ter-No for me.
Up next, we have Corazon. Corazon serving you military Filipiniana Ter-No, looking fierce as I really like this. This is camp to a different level, obviously very much thought out. I love the grenade earrings. I love that the element of Ter-No is here, even though it's super different.
I think it looks really cool. The placement of the Ter-No sleeves is very contemporary and modern because the way it reads is like a dress that kind of slouches off the shoulder to give that sexy shoulder look. So the sleeve aspect is there. It's just cut lower. It looks so sexy. I think the outfit flows really, really well. And it's such a good mixture of camp and fashion because just the fact that you're doing one army print is very camp, but the silhouette is very, very elegant. The only thing I don't like is the shorts. The tone of the green is different than the tone of the rest of the green.
Oh, but I think she matched it to the lining. Although it could be a little bit shorter. I do love the shorts. It could be cut maybe an inch shorter. But overall, the concept of her thinking military woman, giving Ter-No, going to a fashion show, I think it's really cool.
I give it a 2.
Okay, we give it a 2. We love a military woman.
Guess whose turn it is now? Lady Morgana.
Very 70s. She reminds me of like that really expensive tita at the gathering who's always like, is your Louis Vuitton fake? Because it looks fake. So this is actually how the Ter-No started, with a shawl, billowy sleeve. The beading work on this is amazing. There has been different versions of the Ter-No, all the way from this to the butterfly sleeves. And I think that this is incredible. The work on it is very precise. The trim looks amazing. Her hair looks great. And it does give very 70s royalty diva.
I think that the boat neck could have been a little bit bigger with the shawl to make it more over the top. I do think that it does read very 70s. I feel like it's very camp. And I also feel like it would look a lot better in person with all of this sequin too. When I think of Ter-No, this isn't what I think of.
This is what it looked like when women in the Philippines start wearing them, and they continue to wear it till this day as a traditional silhouette. A shawl with a billowy sleeve and then like a skirt. In this case, she did like the whole thing one piece, which is why I appreciate it so much. The Ter-No has different translations over the years. This one is more from like the earlier years of the Ter-No, but she's doing it in a very modern way, and I think it looks really amazing.
I'm not a fan of the color. I don't know what about Ter-No made everyone decide to do green. It's not my favorite silhouette.
I give this a 2. I think it's really regal, and I think she looks really good in it.
I'm gonna go with my instinct. I'm gonna give it a boot.
Yeah, if you don't like it, you don't like it, you bitch. Up next, we have Minty Fresh. Let's see how fresh she is. Oh my god!
Ha!
Yes, honey.
Dragon.
This looks amazing. This sort of reminds me of my runway in All Stars 5 with the feathers. Those petals that look like dragon scales or like bird wings. You could probably wear this as a national costume on the Miss Universe pageant.
I love the negative space that she used with the feathers or the petals right here towards the breast. It looks really cool. Looks very sharp and contemporary. I think it looks great. I feel like the hair could have been even more sleek and a little bit more down. It's hard for me to nitpick this one because it looks really good, but I would take a little bit of volume off the wig and maybe add a little bit more fullness to the bottom and make it like really, really large. But overall, this look is very, very strong. The petals look like they're expensive rather than cheap, but it looks like they're meticulously cut.
Do you see the stoning in between each petal? Oh my god!
That's a lot of attention to detail. Okay.
Oh my god!
That's really pretty.
This is one of the things when I say I'm looking for modernization of a very traditional silhouette. It's definitely a toot for me.
Absolute toot. All right, next on the runway is Viñas DeLuxe.
Oh my god! I love this!
The top of the Ter-No sleeve is here, but the bottom is finished with like those little bits that are kind of dangling off and giving movement. So the Ter-No silhouette is definitely there for the sleeves.
I wish that I could see sunflowers in the back. There's so much sunflower in the front.
She also looks really good. The fact that she's basing it off of a festival in the Philippines is also really smart because it's very recognizable. The fact that she used different sizes of flowers is also very, very, very smart. I think the corset in the back is a little bit disconnected from the train of the dress a little bit, but overall, I think it's really strong.
Yeah, this is a very beautiful and well done outfit. The silhouette for me is super gorgeous. However, there are some missing pieces that will make it even more complete. The back could have been covered as well in sunflowers. The corset strings could have been thought out a little bit differently so you're not seeing it too much. I do agree that some finishing touches were missed. So I give this one a toot.
It's a toot for me.
Up next, we have Prince. It's very out of this world. You can see as she's walking down that she's pinned it inside where then it looks a little unfinished. But if I'm deconstructing this whole thing, I do actually really love this jacket. It's kind of like a waffle fabric, it seems. But I like that she was like, you know what? I'm going to think of something a little bit more different than the other girls. I love that she said, I'm a modern woman of 2048, and I'm going to drop the sleeve just a little on the other sleeve of my jacket.
I really do like this look in different ways. I feel like it's if you asked like an AI to draw an alien wearing a Ter-No sleeve. I do like a lot of different elements of this. I wish the shoe was more sleek and futuristic, and I wish that the fabric of the outfit was in something different. The back of the outfit is reading very Mrs. Doubtfire. There's a lot of interesting elements here, but overall is kind of like too many clashing elements.
It's come apart on the runway. You could see that it has been unfinished when she lifts her hand. There's something unfinished about the skirt. The shoe for me needs to be thrown away. So overall, it's a boot for me.
It's a boot. Next on the runway, we have Silhouette.
I love the color red. There's a message, a legacy.
I mean, I really do love paying homage to the drag queens that are really paving the way in this country.
I also really do appreciate that she is paying homage to the paper dolls and how they have inspired new generation of queens in the Philippines.
I love the way that they made the sleeves on the front. She has like a really good negative space from her face down to like her boobs. This area is really, really gorgeous, but it kind of looks like when you go to the mall and then you get a t-shirt with someone's face on it and you're like, happy 30th birthday, Mary. I feel like a better place for the people's faces could have been on the sleeve itself, and it could have been a lot bigger. I also feel like the black and the white, the train and the fan are so disconnected from the red and the yellow of the dress itself.
The disconnect of the two elements for me makes this just a little unfinished. To me, I'm seeing one thing from the front and then I'm seeing one thing from the back. And maybe if she focused more on the legacy part with the paper dolls and created something in the silhouette without the red and the yellow, would have read a little bit stronger, not only for the runway, but also for the celebration of the paper dolls.
There's no jewelry on this whatsoever besides the earrings.
In two separate occasions, this could be really well thought out and it could have been constructed very beautifully if we had gone with the red and really over-exaggerated the detail so that it didn't look like it was store-bought, or if she went for the legacy part, modernized it, and made it a little bit more of a bigger shout-out. I think that could also have been much better. But for me, it's reading a little bit less than, so I'm gonna say a boot for this one.
I'm gonna give it a boot.
Up next, we have Miss Gigi Era. Oh.
That's a lot of stones. Oh, I love that she added the fringe to the bottom.
It looks like they ran out of stones.
I mean, probably, but did you run out of the fringe too? We could have added the fringe on the bottom.
On the bottom of the skirt, right? Like all the way as a kind of like a train. Crotch to shoulder, it's reading very expensive, very elegant.
And then the bottom is like bankruptcy.
Chapter 13.
I'm not trying to be rude, guys. I'm just trying to be funny.
I think we're seeing so much detail and so much attention right up here. And then when you pan out, the camera sees nothing down there.
There doesn't have to be stones right on the bottom. It could have just trickled down a bit more into the bottom of the dress. That's what I'm thinking.
There's missing pieces on the bottom for me. I feel like it's a little bit unfinished. However, I do love that this is a representation of her culture from Davao. I think that paying homage to any of your ancestors where you grew up in the Philippines is always amazing to see.
Also, her nude illusion doesn't match her skin tone.
It doesn't. I still really love it. I still do wish that it was fully realized. So I'm gonna give it another very soft toot.
I still think it's absolutely gorgeous. There's just a little bit to be wanted. It's a toot. Precious Paula Nicole!
Woo-hoo. Oh, yes! Very provincial.
Like an elegant fondue pot. It's so fun.
But it's also very detailed. The different elements of the textures, I think, works very well with each other. The accessories, bright and bold and beautiful. And this to me is one of my favorite looks that has come down on this runway. And I think it's really incredible.
I love a queen that's able to take like something that's not normally meant to be on an outfit and turn it into an accessory or incorporate it into an outfit in some sort of way.
So she says that this is a tribute to the Cordillera ladies in the Philippines. There is a lot of transport of different things on people's heads, and I've seen it growing up. And one of the ones that I truly remember when I was growing up is when it's merienda time, when you buy snacks, they're like, sapin, sapin, puto, sapin, sapin.
I love that. It looks so good on her. I love all the textures of all the jewelry in here. It looks like it's paying homage, but in a very decadent way. And it's so absolutely gorgeous. I love all the stoning. It's like little tiny details of just black stoning along the back. And it looks so good. This is a toot for me.
This is a very high toot for me.
Trend alert!
Texture.
Things I want to put my hands on and touch.
Beautiful textiles.
Can I touch it? Wait, can I touch
you
it? Touch it. Can I touch it? I really want to touch it. Oh, I want to touch it. Our top toot of the week is Precious Paula Nicole.
The way that this screams Filipino culture for the world to see, like, it's so exciting for me, and I just appreciate this so much.
The fabric has so many different directions that it's going in. It's very fun and playful. The eye always has a place to land. A great representation of the ladies that she was trying to portray. Absolute great job. Also, what do you think she's carrying in that pot?
Probably balut.
Probably balut. I think maybe it's a wig that you can wear on Jenna. Look, now we match.
Oh, now you match. This is a double premiere episode of Drag Race Philippines, so we're gonna get right to episode 2.
But you can watch the next episode of Drag Race Philippines on Wednesdays here on WOW Presents Plus, and of course in Canada on Crave.
Put your wig back on, rock on. We're gonna do episode 2.
See you soon.
All right, see you guys soon. Mwah.